If you garden in USDA Zones 5 through 7, you know how frustrating deer can be. One day your plants look perfect, and the next they're half-eaten. These areas get some of the worst deer pressure, but the good news is you don't have to give up on having a beautiful yard. The trick is choosing plants that deer simply don't like. In this video, I'll show you 10 of the best deer-resistant plants for retaining walls and beyond. From colorful perennials to tough shrubs and evergreens, these choices bring lasting beauty without becoming dinner for the local deer.
First on our list is lavender, and it's a classic for good reason. Deer want nothing to do with its strong fragrance, but pollinators absolutely love it. The silvery green foliage and purple flower spikes bring instant charm to stone walls, softening hard edges while filling the air with calming scent. Lavender thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, making it perfect for the lean, rocky spots along retaining walls. Gardeners in zones 5 to 7 love lavender not just for its looks, but for its reliability. Once established, it's drought-tolerant, disease-resistant, and stays attractive almost year-round. Plant it at the top of a wall for a fragrant border, or tuck it into crevices where it can spill slightly over the edge. Combine it with other deer-proof companions like catmint or rosemary, and you'll have a retaining wall that deer avoid, but people can't stop admiring.
When you're gardening in zones 5 through 7 and deer pressure is a constant headache, boxwood is a lifesaver. This evergreen shrub keeps its dense, glossy foliage year-round, providing structure and definition even in the depths of winter. Deer typically avoid its tough, leathery leaves, making it a dependable choice for edging along retaining walls or creating low hedges that stay neat and tidy through every season. Boxwood adapts beautifully to different sites, thriving in full sun to partial shade and tolerating a wide range of soils as long as they're well-drained. It can be clipped into formal shapes for a manicured look or left more natural to soften stonework. Pair it with colorful, deer-resistant perennials like lavender or sedum, and you'll have the perfect mix of structure and seasonal bloom. For gardeners tired of replacing chewed-up plants, boxwood offers both peace of mind and timeless beauty.
Coming in at number 3 is Russian sage, a perennial that thrives where deer are common and winters are cold. Hardy to zone 5, it bursts into clouds of lavender blue flowers from midsummer into fall, while its silvery, aromatic foliage keeps deer at bay. Planted near retaining walls, its airy stems spill gracefully over stone, softening hard lines with a hazy, elegant look that pairs beautifully with brighter perennials. What makes Russian sage such a win in zones 5 through 7 is its toughness. It laughs at poor, rocky soils, thrives in full sun, and once established, needs very little supplemental water. Even in the heat of midsummer, it stays upright and colorful, creating a long-lasting show that pollinators can't resist. For a perennial that brings both beauty and resilience to deer-heavy gardens, Russian sage is an all-star. For cold, hardy, evergreen structure in deer country, juniper is a rock-solid choice. With its dense, needle-like foliage in shades of green to blue-gray, this shrub keeps your retaining walls looking vibrant even through snowy winters. Its low spreading habit makes it perfect for cascading over stone edges, while upright varieties can provide structure and year-round color. Deer avoid its sharp, aromatic foliage, making it a reliable shrub in zones 5 through 7, where browsing pressure is high. Juniper thrives in full sun and poor, well-drained soils, tolerating everything from rocky slopes to drywall edges. Once established, it's drought-resistant and virtually maintenance-free, needing little more than occasional shaping. In mixed plantings, it pairs beautifully with flowering perennials like Russian sage or coreopsis, giving you a mix of evergreen stability and seasonal color. For a shrub that stands strong against both deer and winter cold, juniper is a must-have. For a perennial that saves its best show for late in the season, Sedum Autumn Joy is unbeatable. In summer, it forms neat clumps of fleshy, blue-green leaves that shrug off heat and drought, and by late summer, it sends up clusters of pink flower buds. These gradually deepen to rich coppery red in fall, providing months of color just when the garden needs it most. Deer typically steer clear of its thick, succulent foliage, leaving it untouched even in heavy browsing areas. In zones 5 through 7, sedum is practically foolproof. It thrives in full sun and poor, dry soil, perfect for the lean conditions around retaining walls. Once established, it requires almost no care, and its sturdy stems stay upright even in wind and rain. It's also a pollinator favorite, drawing in butterflies and bees late in the year. Plant it in groups for bold impact, or mix it with evergreens like boxwood or juniper for a 4-season wall display that deer won't bother. If you're looking for a tough shrub that brings color and texture without becoming deer food, barberry is a top pick. Its thorny stems and sharp-tasting foliage make it highly unappealing to browsing deer, so it stays looking fresh even in high-pressure areas. Barberry also shines in the looks department. Depending on the variety, you'll get foliage in vibrant shades of gold, orange, burgundy, or even variegated mixes, adding year-round color to retaining walls and borders. Hardy down to zone 4, barberry thrives in full sun to partial shade and adapts well to a wide range of soils. It's drought-tolerant once established and requires almost no maintenance beyond occasional pruning to shape. Smaller, compact cultivars are perfect for planting along retaining walls, while larger types work beautifully as colorful hedges. For a shrub that's both ornamental and reliably deer-resistant, barberry is one of the best choices for zones 5 through 7. For bright golden color that lasts all summer, Coreopsis is a perennial superstar. Its daisy-like blooms in shades of sunny yellow and sometimes pink or bicolor, depending on the variety, create waves of cheerful color from early summer right into fall. Deer tend to avoid its bitter-tasting foliage, but pollinators like bees and butterflies can't resist the flowers, making it a win-win for wildlife-friendly gardens in zones 5 through 7. What makes Coreopsis so valuable for retaining walls is its toughness. It thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and once established, it's both drought-tolerant and low-maintenance. A little deadheading will keep the flowers coming, but even if you skip it, Coreopsis keeps performing. Plant it along the top of a wall for a glowing edge of color, or mass it on slopes to stabilize soil while lighting up your landscape with long-lasting blooms. If you're looking for a compact evergreen that deer will absolutely ignore, Santolina is a hidden treasure. Sometimes called lavender cotton, it forms neat, rounded mounds of silvery gray foliage that stay attractive all year long. In summer, it bursts with cheerful yellow button-like flowers, adding a bright accent against the silver leaves. Its strong herbal scent keeps deer away, but it brings charm and texture to walls, borders, and dry slopes. Santolina thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, making it perfect for retaining walls where drainage is often sharp. It's drought-tolerant, requires very little maintenance, and only needs a light trim to keep its cushioned shape. In zones 5 through 7, it performs best with a bit of winter protection, but once established, it's a hardy, reliable shrub. Pair it with bold bloomers like Coreopsis or sedum for a deer-proof wall planting that balances structure and seasonal color. When it comes to covering ground and filling gaps in stonework, creeping thyme is one of the best choices you can make. This low-growing perennial herb forms a fragrant carpet of tiny leaves that release a fresh scent whenever brushed or stepped on, a smell deer can't stand but gardeners love. In summer, it produces a flush of small purple-pink flowers that attract bees and butterflies, turning even the cracks of your retaining wall into a pollinator hotspot. Creeping thyme thrives in full sun and poor dry soils, making it perfect for retaining walls and slopes where water drains fast. Once established, it's drought-tolerant, low-maintenance, and evergreen in milder winters of zones 5 to 7. Use it as a living mulch, let it spill over the edge of walls, or planted between stepping stones for a fragrant, deer-resistant ground cover that works just as hard as it looks good. And finally, at number 10, we've got Japanese spirea, a colorful, easy-care shrub that deer usually leave alone. In late spring and summer, it bursts into clusters of pink to rosy purple flowers that brighten up borders and wall edges. Its neat, compact form makes it ideal for planting along retaining walls, adding both structure and seasonal bloom without overwhelming the space. Spirea is hardy, reliable, and thrives in zones 5 through 7. It does best in full sun, adapts to many soil types, and needs very little care beyond a light pruned to keep it in shape. Some varieties even have golden foliage for extra contrast against stone. For gardeners who want a deer-resistant shrub that balances beauty with toughness, Japanese spirea is the perfect way to finish this list. So, there you have it. 10 of the best deer-resistant plants for retaining walls and beyond. From fragrant perennials to hardy evergreens, these plants bring color, texture, and structure to your garden while keeping deer out of the picture. No more chewed leaves, no more frustration, just a landscape you can enjoy year-round. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share it with a fellow gardener, and subscribe to PlantDo Home and Garden for more tips and inspiration. And let me know in the comments, which of these deer-proof plants would you try first in your retaining wall or border?